Welcome to the post-show debrief. Thanks for being with us here, Independent American. I want to begin by saying thank you to the tens of thousands of you who've sent in your best wishes, your words of encouragement, and your support. It means a lot to me, and I just want to say thank you. And I assure you that you're going to find out first right here on Dobbs.com what I decide to do, what my wife and I finally figure out is the way to proceed in our next course of the adventure. But again, I just want to say thank you so much. I'm going to give you, if I may, just a quick debrief and overview of what transpired today on the show, and then also talk a little bit about some of the, at least in the terms that I can, some of the choices that I'm thinking about. Today we had the remarkable honor of having John Gambling, one of my colleagues and friends from WOR Radio, here to talk about an interview that he had with the attorney for one of the September 11th defendants who will be tried, if everything goes ahead as it is now planned, right here in New York in a civilian court. John Gambling conducted this interview early in the morning with the attorney, who is absolutely, it was just stupefying to hear him say that amongst the other things that should happen here is that the terrorists terrorist suspects should be released if for no other reason that they were doing less harm to the United States than our own government. These defendants would be as feared, and as I said at the outset, one of the great risks of trying them in civilian court would be that they would plead not guilty and then use that trial as a platform for anti-American propaganda and just sheer propaganda against the West. It now appears that, according to their attorney, that is exactly what's going to happen, and there is very little that could be done. There is absolutely nothing that can be done once that trial begins, if that is the course that they're set upon. Of course, there does remain the possibility that we will see a reversal on the part of President Obama. That leads to another interesting development today, and that, of course, that former Attorney General John Ashcroft says that the Attorney General, Eric Holder, if he maintains that he made the decision about trying these terrorist suspects from September 11th in civilian court here in New York, then he has exceeded his authority, because constitutionally only one person has that authority to move those detainees, those terrorist suspects, from the from the Defense Department custody into civilian courts, and that person is President Obama himself, who has claimed that he had nothing to do with the decision. He's saying he'll be responsible for it, but that he had nothing to do with it, as does obviously Attorney General Holder. This looks like it could be a firestorm in the days and weeks ahead as we try to sort out actually who is responsible for the decision, what power did he have, and did he not exceed his constitutional authority. Many people, and I will include myself among them, are hoping that this decision will be reversed. I also talked with Dr. Bernadine Healy about the health care legislation that was that moved ahead over the weekend, that motion to proceed with a debate in the U.S. Senate. She thinks it's a great folly and in fact is something that should not succeed. Obviously, 58% of Americans in the most recent poll also oppose so-called Obamacare, and yet this administration and this democratically led House of Representatives and U.S. Senate continue to press on. We will see what happens, but it looks as though the president's popularity is going to take yet another blow, already down to 49% in the Gallup poll and sinking farther in other polls, whether it be the Quinnipiac poll or the Rasmussen poll. And we have a number of those polls, by the way, to come out in the weeks ahead. So in the week ahead, so we'll see just how stable his approval rating is. With that said, I want to turn to again what I'm going to be doing over the next several days and weeks, and that is I'm going to be going to Florida. I'm going to be sitting down with my wife and relaxing and taking it easy for a while and clearing my mind and considering what I want to do in the weeks and months and years ahead. And I assure you of this, that whatever we decide, I'll be letting you know right here on LouDobbs.com before we put it out anywhere else. Your support has been magnificent, and it's the least that I owe you and the audience of the Lou Dobbs Show. And I promise you I'll meet that responsibility to keep you informed first and foremost as soon as we make a decision. Meanwhile, I just want to say thank you very much for all of your support, your great words of encouragement, and I wish you a very happy Thanksgiving. Thanks so much.